Hello students, today in this video we are going to see the ray diagrams for the convex and concave lens, and we will also see that what type of images they formed, as well as we will going to study the sign convention used for the lenses. So let's see the ray diagram for the convex lens first. Before understanding the ray diagram formation for the convex lens or concave lens, I would like to tell you something about the terms used here. So here in the first figure you are able to see and recognize them that this one is your optical center. You all know about it. This is your focus 2, this is your focus 1, and here I written here that is your 2f1 instead of c1. C1 is your center of curvature, and here also c2 is your center of curvature. We know that after f1, that focus, there is a center of curvature is there, but you will see that in many books you will see that here they put the 2f1, double of focal length. Double of focal length, that is 2f1 and 2f2 is put here. So there is a relationship between the center. We know that there is a relationship between the center of curvature and focal length. That center of curvature is double of focal length, and we know that what is focal length. So focal length is the distance between optical center to f1. So this part is your focal length. This part is your focal length. Okay, and so same focal length, because of from the relation that double of focal length. So double focal length 1 and here focal length 2. Double of focal length is your center of curvature. That's why here we are putting the 2f1, double of focal length. So we can put here c1 also, or f2f1 also, or 2f2 also. So center of curvature, and due to the relationship of this we are putting here 2f1, double of focal length. So now I hope you understand this, why we are putting 2f1 here, because of this relationship. Now let's start the ray diagram for the convex lens. First, this is your first figure. In the first figure you are able to see that the incident light ray, before understanding the ray diagram you must recall all the three basic rules that we discussed earlier for making the ray diagram. So first here, that is when you are able to see that the incident ray is parallel to the principal axis. This red line is your principal axis. So this red line is your principal axis, and this light ray is going parallel. So when light ray incident parallel to the principal axis, then they meet at the focus. So here when the light ray comes from the infinity, there is a the source is present at infinity, then and it is parallel to the principal axis, then it meets to f2. So this here the image formation takes place, and you are able to see that the image is very small, and it's a real image will form, real and inverted image will form. Now next, second diagram, you are able to see again, recall the rules, that the incident ray parallel to principal axis, that will go from the pass from the focus. And the second rule is that when any light ray incident at optical center, then it will not bend, it will go straight. So by using that rule, we have prepared this ray diagram, that this is the object which is placed beyond the 2f1, which is placed beyond the 2f1, and when light ray incident parallel to the principal axis, then it will must go to the focus. So you are able to see that this light ray is going from the focus, and from the optical center it is not bending, and here you will get the, so you will get the image that is smaller than object, and this image is your real and inverted. The image is formed real and inverted. Now next image. So next image, you are able to see the next one, that when the object is placed at the 2f1, that is your object is placed at 2f1. So here same the rule will follow, that incident ray parallel to the principal axis, it must pass from focus, and when it passes from the optical center it will not bend. So here you will find that the image will form at 2f2. Here the object is placed at 2f1 and the image is formed at 2f2, and the image and object of same size and real and inverted image you will able to see here. Now our next diagram. Here when object is placed between 2f1 and f1, again the rule will apply. Incident ray parallel to the principal axis, it must pass from the focus, and from the optical center it will not bend. So here you will find the images formed after the 2f2, beyond the f2, and image, what the nature of image is? Image is larger than object. So image is larger than object, and real and inverted image you are able to see here, and that image is beyond the 2f2. Now next one, that when the object is placed at f1, focus 1, then you are able to see that here the again the rule, that same the rule is applied here. Here the image formed at infinity, and real and inverted image will form. Now next one, that is your, when image, here the object is placed between the optical center and f1, focus 1, then you are able to see here, we already discussed that when the light ray get diverse, so you are able to see that these light rays are not meeting anywhere, these light rays are even not parallel, they are getting diverse. You are able to see that the light ray is diverging. So whenever the light ray get diverse, they are always the formation of virtual image. So when we extrapolate it, when we extend it, then it forms the image between 2f1 and f1, and you are able to see that the image is larger than the object. So image is larger than the object, and it is virtual image, and virtual and erect image you will get here. So here these are the ray diagrams for the convex lens. Now we are going to see the ray diagrams for the concave lens. Now ray diagram for the concave lens. So here we have taken the two conditions for the concave lens. Basically you all know that the concave lens is a type of diverging lens, and due to the divergence it diverts the light rays. So whenever any light ray get diverged, they always forms the virtual image. So concave lens always form virtual image, and convex lens forms the real image. Only the last one that we have studied, it is the exceptional case when object is placed between optical center and focus first. Now, so here we have taken the two ray diagrams, that is most important one. Again the rules are basic rules, that the rules we followed for the ray formation of ray diagram. First here, that when object is placed beyond the 2f2, again here it is parallel, the light ray incident parallel, and obviously when it get parallel it get diverse, but it can meet at focus. When we take it back, it meet at focus, and the optical center is here, no bending takes place. So here the formation of image takes place, and you are able to see that the image is smaller than object and virtual and erect image you will get. Again in this here, when any incident light get parallel, when any incident light meet at the focus, then it get parallel. So here you are able to see that when the object is placed at infinity, so when the light ray incident parallelly, the rules that we have studied, we have to follow it. And here you will find the image are very small, very diminished image, very small image you will form, and the image is your virtual and erect. Erect. Okay, so these are the two basic conditions for the formation of ray diagram in concave lens. And the concave lens, the virtual image is formed, because concave lens is a diverging lens, it always diverges the light rays, and then there is a formation of virtual image. Now the second topic, that is sign convention for lenses. We already know the new sign convention we studied in the mirror, when we are studying about the spherical mirror. Same the rules applies for here also. So you are able to see that the basic coordinate system applied here. Positive, this is your x-axis, this is your y dash, x dash. All the things which is present in this side is considered as positive. When we take one of the most important point, that we measure all the distance from optical center. So all the distance covered in here, this is from right side here, this side, that is your positive, we will take it positive. All the distance covered from in the left side, that will taken as negative. In upper side, positive, or image formation that takes place below the principal axis, that will be taken as negative. It is same as the rule we followed in the spherical mirror. Here the one most important thing, that focal length of convex lens we will take as a positive, and concave lens is negative. So let's see here, if this is this is your convex lens, and if there is a object is here and there is a refraction takes place, so here the f1 is here, so here the focal length, we will take the focal length as a positive for the convex lens. For the convex lens, we will take the f1, because here you are able to see that light ray is incident and then it refracted and it must passes through the focus. So here we will consider this focus where the light ray get refracted and pass from the focus. We consider this focus as a positive, and in concave lens you are able to see that here the focus is in the left side direction. So in the concave the focal length will be considered as negative. And the most important thing, that object should always placed at the left side. In the left side you have to put the object in all the cases that we are doing in our we also done this in our spherical mirror line sign convention. So I hope you understand this, and these are the terms that we use: object length, object distance, u, v is your image distance, h1 is your height of the object, and h2 is your height of the image. So I hope you understand this sign convention as well as you understand the ray diagram for concave and convex lens.